Hey YouTube, in this deck profile I'm going to be doing a deck profile on my Scarlet Dark Irregular deck. So my Stride Focus Dark Irregular deck with the new support from the G Guardian Virus Collection set. So I was thinking, should I do Amon or Reggie or this? I did Reggie too recently to consider posting another Reggie deck. So I decided I'm just going to do Scarlet, the one from the show, basically the GB2, the Stride Focus one. So, without further ado, we'll get into the deck. I think it hasn't changed too much since the last time I posted it. I did make a couple of changes. We'll go over those. So, for Scarlet Vampir, main Vanguard, you want to ride this as the main Vanguard. The backup is Sweet Predator. So, I think last time I was running Echo of Nemesis, the Limit Break. But I took him out because I didn't want to rely on any Limit Break stuff. I just wanted to go all Stride. This has a pretty nice rear guard effect. It's Vanguard or rear guard effect, but I like it as a rear guard because if you need to use it as a fighter, it can be used as a pretty effective one. So that's the grade 3 lineup. Grade 2s, I'm running 4 Squallmaker Vampir. He's really nice at forming 21k column very easily. And then 4 Flying Librarian. She's a promo card, but she's really good. She's basically like the stand trigger that they have, only they do things in the opposite way. So the stand unflips if you're at 6 or more, and then draws if you're at 10. And she does the opposite. So he soul charges 1. This soul charges 2. And then if you have 6 or more soul, she draws you a card. And then if you have 10 soul, she unflips. So you basically can draw for free and later in the game to try to reach the 15 soul. So 4 of her because she's just really nice card to draw. It's like use as a draw engine and stuff, but I don't know, maybe once they get the new support, this card will lose some of its usefulness, but for right now, it's still really nice. One thing I don't like about it is that it's an 8k, but I can understand why, because otherwise, if it was 9, it would be way too good. Next, 3 Gwyn the Ripper, just to give them more retiring ability. Scarlet Vampir does have the on-stride and retiring ability, but the opponent gets to choose the rear guard, so sometimes you just want to kill Laurel and Silent Tom and just kind of annoying stuff. So Gwyn the Ripper helps you do that. It helps give the deck that ability. So really nice card, and the deck does have a lot of unflippability with Librarian and well, although that doesn't really unflip for free, but like the stand trigger and this card here. So next, 4 Flagbreaker. He's G, perfect guard, just really nice in this deck. 4 Succubus of Pure Love. This is the Stride Enabler and the Searcher for Scarlet Vampir. So 4 is pretty essential, I would say. And then 4 Lunatic Masquerade. This is how you get your power column. This is basically an 11k if you've got 10 soul or more. Otherwise, he's a 9k if you have 6 soul. So yeah. He's pretty nice with this card. Like, so these two on rear guard is a really nice line. One thing though, I would say maybe if the deck, I'm considering maybe running the 10k vanilla and taking out Gwyn, or maybe dropping Librarian to 3 and Gwyn to 2 and running 2 10k just so that I can form a 21k without having to rely on this. Although this can hit some pretty big numbers, because essentially it's Dorian the Thruster as a grade 3. But it's GD1 restricted, but still pretty nice. And then I am running 2 Killing Dollmaster. Dorian Thruster can work in here, but it is in my Reggie deck, so I don't want to move it to this deck. So I just ran with this, and the deck functions fine like this. 2 Killing Dollmaster is just kind of there to help you if you just really are short of getting that 15 soul. Otherwise, she's a pretty decent 7k booster behind Squallmaker or Gwyn the Ripper. So that's the grade 1 through 3s. For the trigger lineup, I am running the 4 stand. Monochrome of Nightmare Land. It's pretty nice. It can be an unflip engine. It can draw you cards. It just helps you get to that 15 soul that you need to enable Gillis's full power. Then Blitz Ritter and Were Tiger Fanatic or Fanatica. So just 8 criticals, and then the 4 Alice of Nightmare Land, the heal trigger. So you can run whatever criticals you want. You can run the Nightmare Land guy, and other stuff. I'm not running those things because those are in my Reggie deck, and I think that deck is more, I don't know, I just put it in there. Mainly because Reggie's a 10k Vanguard. But yeah, just 8 critical and 4 stand. And I am running the Werefolder or Donnaz. He can replace himself and give you 3 soul, essentially. If you've got 6 or more soul, then you'll get to draw to replace him. But yeah, just pretty good starter with Vampir. For the Stride deck, I am running 2 Love Tempest Kill Lyra. So Lyra is become a lot less useful now, but 2 copies of her is fine. Just pretty decent first stride usually, but sometimes if you know you can soul charge a lot that turn, it's probably better to go into this guy. So Great Demon, Soulless Demagogue, because he can make your columns get pretty nice numbers, and he's not dependent on having to hit to do anything, unlike her. So 2 of each I feel is ideal. Then I am trying 2 of the new Rebellious Retainer of Fresh Blood Frederick. This guy turns out to be a little bit more situational than the other 2, in the sense that you do have to activate a skill, you do have to take a card from your hand and put it into soul. That'll basically give him 1,000 for each card in the soul, essentially making him kind of like Amon, and Amon Reverse. And then if you were able to increase him by 10,000 or more, basically if you have 10 soul, then your rear guards in the front row get 5k. And you can only do that once per turn. So, but what I don't like is that you do kind of minus yourself 1 card to do that. So it's kind of like, I can see it being used as a game finisher. It's kind of like a lesser Gillis, but I'm only running 2 Gillis, so I have room for him. So yeah, I've got 2 Abominable 1 Gillis Derai. Gillis Derai is really like the best, like the main win condition they have, and he can just straight up win games very easily if the opponent either wasn't playing smart or the opponent just wasn't getting a lot of triggers that game. Like if they don't have a lot of grade 0s, they're basically going to lose to this guy. So this is one of the main cards that ushered in the G Guardian era, because things like this were problematic. So yeah. Speaking of G Guardians, I am running 3 False Dark Wings Agrabat Malat. This thing it's actually very good G Guardian that they have, because it can potentially get you to 15 soul if you're using it when you're at less than 15. So 3 of it is a good number, I would say. 4 is not really needed. They will get some new stuff over time. So I am running 2 Desmil, just to protect rear guards, and 1 Scryu, just to block a bunch of stuff. But honestly, I found myself never really using this. I found myself using this guy a lot more. So that's why 4 of him is fine for right now. And then the only other stride units, there's 1 Air Element Seabreeze, because this deck is all GB restricted for the most part. So you can't afford to be having an opponent that purposely kind of like sits there and tries to stall out. So this kind of answers against decks like Ripples or something like that. And then 1 Blizza, because like I said, I only have 2 Gillis, so I can only try to go for the Gillis play one time. If they somehow manage to block him, I can always stride into either Blizza or Frederick and try to close out the game that way. Blizza's actually really nice. He's like even better than he was before now, because of the increase in the stride units. So yeah, he's like a nice cheap copy if you can't afford to get more of these Gillis Derais. But anyway, guys, that's my Dark Irregular deck. Let me know what you guys think of Dark Irregulars. Do you think they're going to become really good in once the next set comes out? Because Inishi's getting all his new stuff. So yeah, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks.